Hello students. In one of the previous classes we studied about scarcity and choice. Okay, how a nation or an economy experience scarcity of resources and how it resolve this scarcity of resources through making value judgments and proper choices. Okay, in this class we are going to analyze or develop a tool of analysis which enables an economy to choose among the scarce resources and allocate these scarce resources to achieve its goals. Okay, so this tool of analysis is known as production possibility curve, and we are also making certain assumptions while developing this tool. One assumption is that the economy concerned is employing all its available resources. Second one, it is not involved in any international trade. Third one, the technological changes are assumed to be constant. And fourth one, the nation or the economy is producing only two commodities. Okay, so based on these four assumptions, four important assumptions, we can develop the tool, and this tool is known as a production possibility curve. Before going into this tool, we are analyzing a schedule, okay, where the nation is faced with scarce resources and alternative uses, allocates resources in different combinations to have different options for its people. Okay, so here we have three columns in our table. First column shows combinations, second column shows a particular commodity, combinations, second one, suppose commodity is cloth, and in this third column we measure the commodity steel. So we have different combinations, combination A, B, C, D, E and F. 6 combinations. Okay. So we are assuming that the nation has a fixed supply of resources. With this fixed supply of resources, it can produce only cloth. That is, it can use all its resources in the production of cloth, or it can use all the resources in the production of steel, or it can produce a combination of both. First, let us see a situation where it is using the resources for the production of cloth only. If it is using all the resources in the production of cloth, then the number of units of cloth that the economy can produce is 15, and the number of units of steel that the economy can produce is 0. Okay, now it wants 0 is not a choice at all, because people want both commodities. The nation is not involved in international trade so that it can import commodities from abroad. Here we are assuming closed economy, and so it needs both cloth and steel. So it cannot have combination A because there is 0 units of steel. So it diverts some of the resources from the production of cloth to steel and reduces the production of cloth from 15 to 12 and increases the production of steel from 0 to 5. 0 to 5. Then again, it can have another combination also. If it chooses combination C, it has to reduce combination of production of cloth to 9 and increase production of steel to 9. Then D, it is reducing production of cloth to 6, increasing production of steel to 12 units. Again in combination E, it is reducing production of cloth to 3 units, increasing production of B to 14 units, steel to 14 units. Again in combination F, it is reducing production of cloth to 0 and production of B to 15. So here you can see that each of these combinations reflect particular units of cloth and steel. Combination A shows 15 units of cloth and 0 units of steel. Combination B shows 12 units of cloth and 5 units of steel. Here it has diverted some of its resources from producing cloth to producing steel. So what has happened? Production of cloth has fallen and production of steel has increased. In combination C, it has once again reduced or diverted some of the resources to production of steel. So production of cloth falls from 12 to 9 and steel increases from 5 to 9. It goes on until combination F reaches, at which point it has fully diverted the resources to production of steel. So 0 units of cloth is produced, entire resources are being produced, are used in production of steel, and 15 units of steel is produced. So this is theoretical situation. It's a theoretical situation, but it shows that the nation has different choices available with the resources. It can use its resources in different ways to produce different combinations of commodities. So this is a theoretical situation where the nation has only got 2 commodities produced. Okay, in real life we have many commodities produced. Okay, thousands of commodities produced. But this is a simplified situation, and it approximates reality in that it addresses the problem of scarcity of resources and also the problem of choice that scarcity lands in. Okay, so here this is called a production possibility schedule because it shows different possibilities of producing 2 commodities. This is one possibility, this is another possibility, and these are other possibilities that the economy has in producing the 2 commodities. Okay, so here you can note that with each reduction in the production of cloth, production of steel is increasing. 3 units reduced, 5 units increase. 3 units reduced, 4 units increase. 3 units reduced, 3 units increase. 3 units reduced, 2 units increase. Again 3 units reduced, only 1 unit increase. So here you can note a trend here. Here there is a fallen tree, another fallen tree, another fallen tree, another fallen tree, and yet another fallen tree. Here there is a rise of 5, rise of 4, rise of 3, rise of 2, and rise of 1. So each time you are sacrificing the production of cloth, you are increasing the production of steel, but the pace of increase, the speed of increase or the rate of increase is falling. Initially, when 3 units of cloths were given up, 5 units of steel were gained. And in the final case, when combination F reached, reduction in the production of cloth by the extent of 3 units resulted in gain of 1 unit of steel only. Here you can see that this gain is falling. Why it is happening? Because when the nation faces the problem of diverting resources from production of cloth to steel, initially when the nation decides that it has to divert some resources from the production of cloth to production of steel, it has to decide which resources have to be diverted. Okay, as a rationally thinking and optimizing nation, an optimizing economy, it will divert only those resources which are least suited for the production of cloth, okay, or which are most suited for the production of steel. Okay, both commodities are assumed to have different factor requirements. So when it faces the problem of diversion of resources, it will decide that such factors have to be diverted which are least suited for the production of cloth or most suited for the production of steel. Okay, so initially the resources so diverted are most suited for the production of steel, so the production of steel increases by 5 units. The second time when the question of diversion of resources arises, again the economy diverts those resources which are most suited, the then most suited resources for the production of steel. By then, the most suitable resources have been already diverted and the not so most suited resources are remaining. But still it will divert those resources, those available resources which are most suited, and so the production of steel does not increase as much as earlier when same amount of resources were diverted from cloth to steel. Earlier production of steel increased by 5 units because the most suited resources were diverted. Now the production of steel increases only by 4 units because the most suited resources have already been diverted, and now the not so most suited resources are being diverted. Again, the nation faces another question of diverting resources. For example, here, when it is producing 3 units of cloth and 14 units of steel, it diverts resources, but now what type of resources are remaining? The resources which are least suited for steel. So, even though cloth production falls from 3 to 0, wheat production increases only from 14 to 15, only by 1 unit. Why this happens? Because now the resources remaining in cloth production sector are least suited for steel production, and when these resources are diverted to steel production sector, production of steel increases only marginally. Okay, so that is why we have such a trend, and this trend is called increasing opportunity cost. This trend is called increasing opportunity cost. You might be aware with the term opportunity cost. We already discussed about the concept of opportunity cost in our first class. Opportunity cost is the cost of the next best alternative that has been forgone. So here, when the nation is producing 15 units of cloth, it is sacrificing 15 units of steel. So the next best alternative of producing cloth is producing steel. So that is the opportunity cost of producing cloth is number of units of steel that could have been produced. Okay, so this is called opportunity cost, and this opportunity cost, you can see that it is increasing. It is increasing. Okay, initially, in order to produce 3 units of cloth, or in order to produce 3 units of cloth, the nation needed to give up 5 units of wheat. Here, movement from 12 to 15. Okay, the opportunity cost of producing 3 units of cloth is 5 units of steel. Now it is 4 units, 3 units, 2 units, 1 unit. So starting from 0 units production of cloth, you are increasing production of cloth from 0 to 3. So how many resources of steel you have to give up? Only one resource. So the opportunity cost is 1. Opportunity cost of producing 3 units of cloth is only 1 unit of wheat, 15 to 14. Now you are increasing production of cloth from 3 to 6. Then you are giving up 2 more units, 14 to 12. 14 to 12. So the opportunity cost increases to 2. Then you are increasing production of cloth from 6 to 9. Production of steel falls from 12 to 9. 3 units have to be given up. Now 9 to 12, production of steel falls from 9 to 5. 4 units are given up. And finally, when you are increasing production of cloth from 12 to 15 units, you have to give up 5 units of steel. So opportunity cost increases to 5. So you can see here a trend in which the opportunity cost is going on increasing, and this is called the increasing opportunity cost. Okay, increasing opportunity cost. So the production possibility curve usually has increasing opportunity cost. Now you can define a production possibility curve. Okay, we have not yet drawn a production possibility curve, which we will do shortly, but a production possibility curve can be defined as a combination of two commodities, as different combinations of two commodities that an economy can produce using all its available resources. Okay, different combinations of two commodities that an economy can produce using all its available resources. Now we will move on and draw a production possibility curve and show the increasing opportunity cost using the production possibility curve. So we will have two axes. On one axis you have cloth, on another axis you have steel. Okay, and we have 15 units of steel. If all the resources are used in the production of steel, you can produce cloth, it can produce 15 units. If all is used in the production of steel, it can produce 15 units of steel. And we have a curve connecting these points. Any point on this curve shows different combinations of cloth and steel. Different combinations of cloth and steel. Different combinations of cloth and steel. Okay. This is combination A. This is B, C, D, E, and F. In combination A, the economy was producing 15 units of cloth and 0 units of steel. In combination B, it was producing 12 units of cloth and 5 units of steel. Okay, so in combination C, it was producing 9 units of cloth and 9 units of steel. In combination D, it was producing 6 units of cloth and 12 units of steel. In combination E, it was producing 3 units of cloth and 14 units of steel. And combination F, it was producing 0 units of cloth and 15 units of steel. So here, any point, what I want to say is that any point on the production possibility curve shows different combinations of the two commodities. This point, this point, this point, this point, any point. Any point you point out on the production possibility curve, it will show different combinations of the two commodities that an economy can produce by using all its available resources. All its available resources. Okay. So here we will also have a look at the increasing opportunity cost. Here what is happening? Here the nation from production of 0 cloth and 15 steel. 15 steel. Okay, 0 cloth and 15 steel. Now it is increasing production of cloth to 3. Here this is the gain in cloth and this is the loss in steel. 3 cloths are produced at the cost of 1 steel. So 1 by 3 is the opportunity cost. In order to produce 3 cloths, it is incurring a cost of 1 unit of steel here. Second one, what is happening? Again, it is increasing 3 units of cloth, but here 2 units of steel are sacrificed. So your opportunity cost becomes 2 by 3. Okay, 1 by 3, 2 by 3. Now again 3 more units of cloth are added in combination C. 3 more units of cloth are added. But here 3 units of steel are given out. So opportunity cost becomes 3 by 3. Then again 4 by 3. Here 4 units of steel are given up for 3 unit of cloth. Here 5 units of steel are given up for 1 unit of cloth. So production possibility curve becomes 5 by 3. Okay, 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 3 by 3, 4 by 3, and 5 by 3. So here you can see that at every stage the opportunity cost is increasing. Opportunity cost is increasing. Okay, this is called increasing opportunity cost, and it is this increasing opportunity cost which gives the production possibility curve its concave shape. Okay, it is the increasing opportunity cost curve which gives the production possibility curve its concave shape. Okay, so this is about increasing opportunity cost. Now we will explain a situation of underemployment and technological growth. Okay. So this shows the production possibility curve PC. And suppose the economy normally would be on the production possibility curve if it is using all its resources. Suppose the economy was here, point A. Will it be on here? Will it be at this point A? It can be in this on this point A if it is not using its entire resources. If it is using its entire resources, it will be at some point on the production possibility curve. But because it is not utilizing its entire resources, it will be at point A where it will be producing some units of X and Y. So here it is underutilizing resources. Now point B. Can it move to point B? No, it cannot move to point B because by using all these available resources, it can only reach as far as its production possibility curve, it cannot go beyond it. So B is not attainable to the nation with the available resources. But B can be achieved. How? If resources increase. If resources increase, production possibility curve will shift. Production possibility curve will shift to P dash, C dash. Or production possibility curve can also shift if technology changes, if there is a technological improvement. Even then, the nation or the economy can produce more commodities with the same resources. Because the productivity of resources increase, the nation can produce more commodities with the same resources. Okay, technology increases the productivity of traditional resources, and hence the nation can use more of the commodities with the available resources. So this is about production possibility curve. Hope you understood the topic. Thank you.